Hello, I'm here with Kat Jones today. My name is Michaela Bottino, and this is Kat.
Hey,
Kat.
how's it going?
And we're at the Onset Bay Association right now discussing Summer of Love, Summer 2018.
Oh, yeah.
Just started up last night. It's crazy. It was awesome.
It really was.
By the way.
It turned out really well. I'm very pleased.
Yeah, and you had the Paradise Rock Band last night.
It was a last minute change.
Which I heard. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, stuff happens. Guitar players get sick.
No.
That's exactly what happened. Yeah, I feel really bad. Tattoo Cowboy just couldn't make it. So we're going to try to make it up to them and have them come back sometime, maybe later this summer. So we'll see.
That would be great. I love the name, though, when I heard the Tattoo Cowboy. I was like,
they have
wow.
quite a following, I guess.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So.
Well, the band we saw last night really rocked, and they played classic rock and a few original songs, which we did hear towards the end of the night.
Yep.
And they were pretty catchy.
Really? Yeah. I know. Yeah.
So good. And they've been in their little band for 25 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So how did you meet with them?
I met the Paradise Rock Band through another performer,
Okay.
Christine Mascot from Groovy Afternoon.
Oh.
She introduced us 5 or 6 years ago, and they actually played for us before. The Paradise Rock Band played for us in 2013.
Oh, okay.
They were on our roster, so I was familiar with them.
Yeah.
And Craigo Carlson, the lead singer and one of the guitar players, he just makes himself available, and everything worked out perfectly last night, being able to find them, and
And get them up on there, on the stage.
Yeah, and they were just stoked to be there,
Oh, yeah. They had a great presence.
Yeah, they
do.
do.
The turnout was awesome.
It really was. There's probably about 700 or 800 people there last night.
Yeah, coming in and out, just eating pizza, hanging out. It was great. It was great.
Yeah, we had more vendors last night than we usually do. People are really catching on that it's a great event to be at, and we're feeling it out. Mm-hmm. We were a little crowded last night, but we'll figure it out.
It was great.
Yeah.
How many vendors showed up, and what were the names of the vendors?
So we had the Mermaids of Cape Cod, the Sass and Sparkle Mobile Boutique. We had a LuLaRoe leggings and women's clothing vendor.
I did see that.
Plymouth Party, who's been with us for a couple of years now. They sell ice cream, cotton candy, popcorn.
Looks really good, and it smelled great.
I had a henna artist come.
I saw
Yeah,
that.
henna with Heather. She was amazing. She was very pleased. She wasn't sure how it was going to work out. I wasn't sure either, so I'm always willing to try.
The waters.
And then we had a guy pull up in an ice cream truck that wanted to sell, but I didn't want to step on Plymouth Party's toes, so he took off. And then we had a Cape Verdean food truck just show up out of nowhere, and we made room for him.
I didn't see that.
And he was kind of tucked in the back. He showed up, late. He didn't know what was going on, so I said, all right, we'll make some room for you. So next week we'll configure it a little bit differently so that everybody has more room. So
so you're just seeing how it worked out this time around.
Yeah.
It was great.
So, and it helps us out too, because we charge them to come vend with us, and it helps us make a little bit of money, and it's
it's great.
It adds to the whole festival vibe that we have going on. So
it was super relaxed, and everyone just seemed so into the music the whole time, all the way through. And you did say that you repainted the Bandshell. I remember that. It looked great last night.
Yeah, my boyfriend Ian worked really hard scraping and painting over the course of the last couple of weeks, just trying to pretty it up a little bit. It's in rough shape. We hope to get it repaired in the next couple of years. There's actually a grant in progress. Wow. Yeah, we're hoping. So keep your fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Yeah. So maybe in 2019, 20, we'll get a new Bandshell.
That'd be great. People love the Bandshell.
They do, and it gets a lot of use. So
it does, even all summer, and then we'll see Shakespeare soon, which is great. Yeah, there's a lot going on.
There really is.
Is there anything else happening at the Bandshell?
So next Thursday, we begin the family-friendly movies, the Free Onset Film Festival that starts on the 5th. I believe Storks is the first one.
Yeah, you did mention that.
Yeah, I've been posting it on Facebook or whatever.
It's a cute movie.
They get some really great movies. So it's we officially adopted that event this year. So it's now an Onset Bay Association event. It was previously run by Cultural Connections and Paul Ciccatelli's group. But now it's one of our events, and Sharon Boyer is heading that. So she's running the movies, and that'll start next Thursday. Starting next Friday, on the 6th, we have a new event coming this year. Time warp dance parties and rock and roll bingo.
Can't wait to film
that. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. My friend Roger Leary, who is a professional DJ and adventuresome kind of guy, he's been wanting to do a family-friendly event for the town, and we talked about it a little bit, and it's going to be like a different decade every week. So it's going to start with the 1950s, so he'll play all 1950s music. Costuming is encouraged, like... Maybe it'll turn into like a little sock hop or something. Who knows? But everyone's welcome to attend. It's definitely geared towards families, and we'll move through the decades. So the following week will be 60s night, and then we'll do disco night. We'll do 80s night, 90s, maybe a country night or something. So that goes through August 17th. So July 6th. Through August 17th, we'll have the time warp dance parties and rock and roll bingo.
It's bingo though too, right?
Yeah, he'll do like about 30 minutes of rock and roll bingo related to the era of music that he'll be playing.
Okay.
So that'll be
it'll
be fun.
An exciting adventure.
And another like free little thing to do on a Friday night. We had nothing going on a Friday night.
It's usually when people are looking for something to do. They want to relax, have some fun.
Exactly.
So that should be pretty packed.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that the title got me hooked. I was like, wow, this is interesting.
Right. Yeah, he's been running the event on his own at, clubs and bars and that kind of thing. So he's been testing it out for a while, the rock and roll bingo part especially. So he thinks it's a good model.
It's going to do well.
It'll do well. So we've been promoting it, and we'll see what happens. It's a new event.
Great.
Who
People
knows?
will probably walk by and be like, hey, I want to join in
hang
on
out,
this.
listen to some live music, or live
That?
DJ.
Yeah.
But we'll take care of the live music on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's coming up, and Shakespeare will be in July. The dates are going to switch up a little bit.
Got like
they're
5 dates
still
going.
deciding exactly what they're going to do.
Right.
They may slim it down to just 6 performances instead of
like a whole
12,
month.
Exactly. So I hear they're going to do a greatest works of William Shakespeare, so it'll be like a Shakespeare medley of some sort, which might be kind of neat.
Yeah. They always have really good performances every single year.
Yeah, they're amazing. They're amazing. So there's that, and just about every Saturday we have something going on. There's a couple weekends in July we don't have anything going on. But the fireworks will be on the 7th.
That's going to be...
Blessing of the Fleet is that morning. We've got the kids' parades and everything.
That's a very busy day in Onset.
It's going to be a very busy day.
Yeah, for you especially.
Yeah. Me and my crew will be busy that day.
It'll be a lot of fun to see everybody.
Every day.
Yeah, every day this summer. You're just thinking about it like, oh no.
Oh, I'm glad I'm not on camera right now because I look really tired.
No, you look great. What are you talking about? You look great.
Thanks.
So back to Summer of Love.
Yes.
I just have a few questions, and I think the public is going to want to know this too. How did you start this? I mean, how did you get the funding for it and the bands? Like, how did you do all this? Because every year I see it, and I'm like, this takes so much work, and it's amazing.
Thanks.
So, yeah.
Thank you. It is a lot of work. It's a lot of work to have this much fun.
Yeah, right.
So, in 2008, I wasn't a part of the OBA in any way. I was a local business owner. I worked in the coffee shop down the street. And Mary Lou Payton, our president at the time, who actually recently just passed away, she and the board at the time had wanted a group of folks to revive an acoustic music series that used to happen. There was a Wednesday night acoustic series like 20 years ago. And for whatever reason, volunteers, lack of funding, lack of interest, that kind of thing, it just kind of fell by the wayside. So a few years went by, and she asked me, Michelle, who owned the Blues Cafe at the time, Sue Noonan from Onset Village Music, Marie from the Happy Zone, and the 5 of us ladies got together and just tried to make it happen. So the first year we had absolutely no money. We couldn't pay the bands. We couldn't do anything. We said, well, we have this stage for you to come play. And, the first year was, some local kids from down the street and, somebody's nephew that has a jazz band. And we just kind of pulled it together.
I think I was there for that, actually.
Yeah.
I was pretty young then. I mean, I'm only 22, so I was pretty young, but I remember that.
Yeah, so it was really interesting to get it started. I mean, we didn't really know what the heck we were doing. So
yeah, it's still fun though.
It was fun. So the first year, we had 10 or so bands come play, and knowing that we couldn't pay them, they wanted to come play anyway. And by the second year, it was, just 3 of us planning it, me, my friend Michaela, and Marie from the Happy Zone. And by year 3, it was 2 of us, and then by year 4, pretty much just me.
Oh no!
with some help. I always have help. There's always help. But the core, make it happen. Person, like hire all the bands and raise all the money. So it's just it's got to the point like in year 5 where it was just so well loved, and people just wanted to support it. People, I mean, I kind of didn't have to ask people for support anymore. Like, hey. They were like, "Hey, you're gonna keep the concerts going, right?"
Like, yeah, sure.
And by year 3, we were able to get to a point where we could pay them $100 a band member.
That's great.
Year 2, we might have been able to scrape up $50 a band member, and it just got better and better every year. And finding new talent. I mean, I have a waiting list of bands that want to play. Yeah,
that's how big it is now.
Yeah, it's really amazing. I mean, 10 weeks of music is not a lot of bands. It's 10 bands, and I know hundreds that would love to perform at this venue. It's such a unique venue. You really can't find anything like it. Yeah, really. I mean,
right on the water.
Yep. And in this day and age, you have families that they can't afford to go to a concert. And this is like the next best thing to going to a big scale concert. If you're a little kid, I mean, you should see the way the kids react and respond to live music. It's just great. And it's just been one of those events where, for 3 hours, we're all the same. We're all just people. We're all just hanging out and listening to music.
And having a great time.
Forget about our cares and our worries for a few hours and just have a good time.
Enjoy it. That's a great way to put it. Yeah. Because that's how it feels when you're there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like really carefree, and, music is a powerful messenger, and it just has an amazing way of bringing people together, and I totally need to be a part of that.
Yeah, so. Exactly. Yeah. Summer of love.
Yeah.
Summer of love.
Yeah, I'm a hippie at heart. Yeah. And the other ladies that were in the group were all kind of like hippies at heart, so that's what we ended up just calling it for whatever reason, the Onset Summer of Love concert series.
It works so well.
I think the anniversary was not last year for the actual Summer of Love, which was 1967, right? 67.
Yeah.
So keeping that spirit.
Yeah. It's your 11th year. So you're a pro. You're a pro at this point.
I guess.
Yeah. It's working. So
it helps. Like it helps that I'm, a musician myself, and I get to perform, and you kind of feel how things get to work and stuff like that. So yeah.
So you're the business side, but you're also the talent side, and also the just everything side of it.
Finding the money and
money.
Getting all the getting all the graphics done and T-shirts. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts to this. But at this point, it's just like when stuff needs to get done, and who you're going to work with, and you just make it happen. The hardest part is choosing the bands. Choosing the lineup, because you have
a good problem to have, right?
20 bands that approach you in the fall. I mean, I have bands contacting me now, like,
next summer?
Can I play next year? And I'm like, I'll put you on my list, because I got to get to the people that asked me last year and the year before that. So,
do you have returning bands every year? Okay.
Yeah, there's a few. There's usually a few, and that's based on popularity of their show. Attendance, that kind of thing. So, if you get 1,000 to 1,500 people at a show, you know that they're there to see Studio 2, the Beatles tribute band. Like, that's a good band to stick with. You know what I mean?
They were there last year.
Yeah, they'll be our last band this year.
Great.
Yeah, they are awesome.
They were so interactive, too. I mean, they really play up the characters.
They really do.
So well.
They studied a lot.
They really do.
Yeah.
If you turn quickly, you think it's them. Like, you really do. It's great.
Yeah, they're great guys, too.
Yeah, and the kids love them, too. They're like, oh, my gosh, it's the real Beatles. I heard kids say last year, so
yeah,
I'm
they come out in their
excited.
Suits and everything in 80-degree weather. It's
I
just,
know!
They're unbelievable.
Some of them have wigs, right?
Wigs, yeah.
Okay, I was
wigs,
like, is that the real hair? Because they're doing a great job. Like, keeping it cut the same way.
Yeah, it's hysterical.
So also a little bit more about the band that played yesterday, the Paradise Rock Band.
Yep.
So how did you feel about their turnout?
Oh, I felt really great about it.
Felt really great about it.
When you get a last minute cancellation and maybe the weather's a little weird. I mean, it was cloudy. There was no rain. There was no rain in the forecast. Actually, it did start to rain about 10:30, but
it was over by then.
You never know. I never know what's gonna happen. Because people wanted to hear Tattoo Cowboy. I mean, there were people that were definitely disappointed, and they didn't know until they got there. Oh, sorry, no Tattoo Cowboy.
Band.
Yeah. So, but Paradise Rock Band, being around for 25 years, they're right in Falmouth. They have an incredible following, and I think they brought a little bit of their crowd with them too.
They definitely did. I heard a lot of loud screams, like cheering them on. And they're originally from Woods Hole.
Yep.
All of them?
I guess so. I guess most of them are. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And on the Cape, over
That's
the bridge.
Great. Yeah, right over the bridge.
Yep.
And did you talk to them after the show and?
Oh yeah,
how they felt about it?
They were just so grateful.
Really?
And, yeah, they were just, and I mean, they played their hearts out and just really loved being there, and they were just grateful for the opportunity, and I thought their performance was amazing.
Oh yeah. They kept the energy up through all of it.
Yeah, they really did.
And they did not get tired, and I was like,
right.
Oh my gosh, how are they still going? It's 9:30, and they play a couple extra songs at the end? I think they did.
They ended that Stones tune, Sympathy for the Devil, right at 9:29, and I thought, oh, perfect. And then Craig, I was like, oh, we're going to play one more song. I'm like, okay, I guess we're going to play one more song. Sometimes you can get away with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to... The last thing I need is unhappy neighbors. You know what I mean? Like, we try to keep the neighbors happy around here, and I think for the most part...
You do.
We're doing that.
You definitely do.
We might end it a little earlier next year. I think we'll end the shows at 9 next year.
Oh, really?
Just to save a little time and energy, and by the time you get to 9:30, sound guy doesn't get out of there till 10:30, 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, I see him working hard too.
Yep.
Running around.
And that's one thing new that we've been able to do in the last couple of years is provide sound for the bands. It's the event has become so successful that we're able to fund a sound guy. He gets paid well, and more than a band member would, obviously. But it's nice to be able to provide that service. The sound is consistent every week, and the bands are happy. With this last minute mix up, it's like want to make sure it sounds good, and and everybody, and it's all consistent. So it was good. Everything worked out.
What was your favorite song last night?
Anything Grateful Dead. They played. They played a Pigpen song last night called "Easy Wind," and I'm a huge fan of the Grateful Dead.
Great.
So, but they mixed it up really nice. They played some reggae. I mean, and their original songs are just like great.
You said you want to listen to country. All right,
we got some reggae for you. I know. I thought that was awesome.
I heard you dying laughing in the back, but that was great. I was laughing too. And they brought a lot of instruments with them.
They did.
They changed it up a lot.
Yeah.
Very multi-talented with their instruments.
Yeah, and having that sax player come and having a keyboard player and like 4 people singing really,
it really
fills it up.
And even during the reggae song, they had like I don't know what it's called. It looks like a little rake.
Oh, okay, yeah. A gyro, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Or something kind of like
Got
that.
right up there. I was like, oh, shoot.
Neat
okay.
little percussion instruments, noisemakers.
And they had a vocalist, a guest vocalist come
Yes,
up.
that's Christine Mascott. She sings for Groovy Afternoon, which is one of
Okay.
our regular appearing bands. They're not performing this year because Christine is pursuing her acting career. She's an actress.
No kidding.
Yes, she is. And she's also my graphic designer. She designs all of our T-shirts and posters and postcards and all that good stuff. So, yeah, she's been with us for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8 years?
8 years doing our graphics, yep. And she's been a performer with us for almost as long.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What a talented woman.
Yeah, she's really great. And this design this year is just
I love it.
awesome.
It's magical.
It really is.
It really is.
I told her I wanted a mermaid, and
Hey,
she
you got
followed
what you
through.
wanted. You got it. You got it. And
Sure did.
the color scheme is pretty consistent every year. You always play around with the same colors, and I love it.
Fun, you know.
I love it. So yeah. So something else about the band. How did, like, you've known them for a while, you said, right?
Yeah, I met them back in like 2012 maybe. And it was, you know, then he came to me with a press kit at one of the shows and said, would you please consider our band at some point? And it was the following year, I think, 2013. He refreshed my memory last night. I couldn't remember if it was 5 or 6 years ago, but yeah, we had them play for us in 2013.
So it's been a good couple of years.
Yeah, it's been 5 years. So, and he just, you know, Craigo is just such a cool guy, makes himself available, and it was just, you know, it just worked out. It just really worked out great.
Yeah, it really did. It felt like great kickoff to the Summer of Love.
Definitely.
It was great.
Definitely.
And I like how they were consistent with the audience and, you know, hey, how's everybody? And clapping along, and just at one point the sax player went out into the crowd.
I missed that. I don't know where the heck I was, but I missed it.
It was so cool. He went all the way up
that's
and
great.
where we were filming, and I was like, oh shoot, I didn't even see. You just hear it like right next to you, and you're like, okay, there's a sax player.
Nice.
But he could play and walk, which was I thought that was pretty cool because that could.
Occasionally, you'll get those folks with the wireless mics that can wander around. I think another band just like that likes to do that as well. The bass player will move around, and the singer will move around. You know,
you're just looking for
it's
him.
Great.
I loved
it's
it.
Very entertaining. Yeah, they definitely know how to work a crowd.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to mention about last night? Anything you want to bring up?
No, we had a great audience. The woman that won the 50-50 raffle, my friend Deb Johnson, she donated a portion of it back to the cause,
awesome.
Even after telling me that she needed to repair her car, which I thought was really cool. So, you know, we get a lot of that. People want to, you know, give back. We got some great donations. We sold a lot of T-shirts, and people did really well. You know, we did really well with everything. Everything just worked out, you know.
It was great.
Yeah.
Well, that's so sweet of her.
Yeah, really nice.
I can't wait for the magic next week. Yeah.
Yep, next week we have San Dimas.
I see it on the shirt over there.
80s rock.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here we go.
Yeah. So a little, it's going to be loud. Yeah.
Yes. It's going to be very loud. We're ready. We're so ready.
Yeah, they haven't played for us yet. They're a relatively new band. I mean, they're all seasoned musicians that have had, you know, Tubo Coup and... you know, other well-known bands in Wareham like Fat Can and so that'll be fun to hear some 80s rock.
Oh yeah.
Shake things up a little bit.
Gonna shake it from classic rock this week and original songs, so I'm excited. And so you have a mix of genres. You have like classic, you have
the week after that is
80s.
Red Handed. They do like a lot of dance, but they'll do funk and jazz and really mix it up, you know. But they'll do like a lot of popular, like top 40 stuff too.
Like modern? Okay.
It's all over the map. They do everything. Yeah. They're really good.
it.
They're out of New Bedford.
I love it.
And then Wheels of Fire, they're like a Cream Clapton tribute band.
This is really changing up every week.
Yeah. And then Heartbreaker, Led Zeppelin, the Jody Moore band. They again, you know, just dance party all night and covering all the genres, you know. Uncle John's Banjo, that's a Grateful Dead band, but they do bluegrass style.
So you're excited for that
week,
aren't you?
Definitely, yeah. They're one of my favorites. I definitely have a soft spot for Uncle John's Banjo. Way Up South is kind of southern rock. They did a lot of Allman Brothers, but they do a lot of originals too. But they'll mix it up. They play some Grateful Dead. They play a little of this, a little of that. Just Like That, another rock and dance party.
Right.
You know, a lot of fun. And then, of course,
and we
Studio
got our
2.
Beatles tribute band.
Yep.
Which is going to be fun.
Yeah.
And you're not performing this summer?
I'm in Heartbreaker.
You're in Heartbreaker. Okay. I couldn't remember the name of your band. But You can say, yeah, I'm a heartbreaker and be a little.
Yeah, I don't like to
Come
toot my horn
on.
too
No,
much,
I
you know.
know.
So
I'm excited for that week.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Super strong vocalist. I've heard you a couple times.
Thank you.
And I'm excited to hear you for like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, we'll most likely have an opening act. We have this guy Kevin Cleveland. He's a solo guitar player that comes and opens for us. He'll play for about half hour, 45 minutes. Drives all the way from Franklin. We love him. Nice guy. I do want to mention, not that it's going to rain or anything, but we do have an alternate location. If it does rain, we move over to the VFW in Onset.
I do know where that is.
Yep, it's a mile away from the Bandshell. Heaven forbid we have to make a weather call, but we just relocate. We never cancel a show.
Yeah, that's good to know.
Yeah, and it's a
'Cause I
great
didn't know
venue.
that.
The VFW, who is another nonprofit in town, which is actually kind of struggling, they could use all the help that they can get. So they're kind enough to let us camp out there for free if we have to, and
Wow.
yeah, they serve a great Wednesday night meal over there for like $8 to $10. Yeah, home cooked meal every Wednesday.
We'll have to check it out then.
Definitely.
Didn't know that. So.
Yeah, and they're trying to raise funds to put a new roof on the pavilion where we have our shows when it rains. So we want to try to help them out.
Yeah, keep it
And
going.
I've offered to match donations dollar for dollar. If people want to donate to the VFW, the Summer of Love will match that. Hopefully get them a new roof because they're
That
good to
would be
us.
awesome.
So
Yeah, keep that in mind, everyone.
yeah,
Help out your town.
yeah. Save the VFW.
Yes, please. So thank you so much, Kat.
Thank you. Good luck with your podcast. I hope it takes off.
Oh, I think it
Cool.
will do great.
All right,
I
awesome.
hope.
Yeah, let me know.
And we'll be with you next week talking about.
We're going to talk about San Dimas.
I'm excited. I love it every week, so. I'm going to come up with a little more challenging questions for you next week.
All right, good. I
hope you're ready for it.
I look forward to it. I like a
And-
good challenge.
Yeah. So thank you. We don't have a name for this podcast right now, but this is, we're with Kat Jones talking about Summer of Love every single week this summer. If you can't catch it, at least you can hear what happened. And
you can watch it on WCTV.
you can, yes, Saturdays. You can watch it right on our channel, on our website. Check it out. It's amazing. Thank you for tuning in, and have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.